What is going on, Colts Nation? He is Jamal Lawrence. I'm Eric Smith, your co-host of the Colts Cast.
Yo, yo, yo.
Hey, it's been a minute, right, Jamal?
Yeah, I don't even know if I remember how to record now, man. We got to get back
No.
into this thing.
How to pod 101?
Yeah.
we gonna have to take a tutorial to get back in this thing. No, we're all good. We are back in the building. We're ready to pump out content. August 1st, let's get it. The Indianapolis Colts 2024 training camp kicked off last Thursday, and it's definitely going to continue on into mid-August. And Jamal, are you heading there?
Sunday. Yes,
Sunday?
sir. Sunday. Hey, if y'all going to be there Sunday, drop a comment below. Let me know if you're going to be there or not. I'll be out there, and hopefully we can meet. I would love to meet some of our listeners here from the Colts Cast. I know last year training camp, I got a chance to meet a couple people, which was dope. So I would love to meet a few other people. If we have any who are going to be there Sunday, drop a comment. Let me know.
Yeah, that's awesome. A lot to talk about here. A lot of storylines within training camp, so far. Jamal, where would you like to start?
Before we start, just because it's been a minute, we're still working to hitting that 2,000 subscribers. Please go and hit that like, subscribe button for us. Let us know that you're back in the building with us. Like you said, it's been a little hiatus, but we're back in action with the Colts on the scene. And Eric, just to start, I just want to do two quick shout outs for us here. First, I want to give a shout out to Edge James himself. Happy birthday to him. His birthday's today. Hall of Fame running back for the Indianapolis Colts. Y'all know what time it is for him. Come on now. Respect the man. And speaking of Hall of Fame, why not go ahead and give a shout out to Dwight Freeney as well, who got his official nod to the Hall of Fame. Can't wait to watch the ceremony for him as well. Got the Hall of Fame game tonight. Come on, man. Come on. Yeah. It's a great time.
Oh, yeah. Hall of Fame game tonight. Football is pretty much back. I won't say officially back. I like to say officially back when we hit that regular season week 1 when the Texans come into town.
Come on.
But football is back. I'm excited. But Jamal, what's been going on in training camp?
The biggest thing I've seen that's been going on in training camp, I've been, seeing these videos pop up. It's been our wide receiver room. Our wide receiver. It's been jumping in there. Between AD and AP.
Ooh.
A lot of talk. James Boyd dropped a little knowledge for us. I've been seeing people tweeting. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of stuff. I'm seeing a lot of hot, good takes for AD, but I'm also seeing a lot of hot, good takes for AP. People are saying that AP is ahead of the curve. People are saying that AD got that spot locked down. I mean, Eric, let's talk about it for a minute.
Yeah, I know. So AD Mitchell has been making some incredible leaps. He's been making some great catches in training camp. From what I've seen, it almost seems like it's like a highlight every day. I mean, AD Mitchell is hungry for this. He is going to do everything. He's highly competitive, and he wants everything for that starting wide receiver spot. AP's the same way. He's hungry for it. But so far, I know he had a good day. He had a good day. But like from what I've seen, AD Mitchell has been trumping him, in my opinion, so far in training camp. What have you seen?
So based off the videos I've seen, it's been the exact same way for me. I've seen videos of AD just going ham every time, but I've read a couple different things about Alec Pierce showing out and having some great snags and catching in traffic. And I actually was reading an article earlier today on Sports Center, just the Colts portion of Sports Center, where they were saying that Alec Pierce was showing out in the 11 on 11s, but AD Mitchell. And Eric, I think I may have cut out right there for us. But what I was saying was that AD has been, based off the article I was reading, this AD has been showing out most in the one-on-one games. So he's been in that individual coverage game. Man, he's been tearing it up. So I can't wait to get a chance to see on Sunday, because I think that both play a huge factor. I'll be the first person to tell you that I would expect Alec Pierce to be leaps ahead of AD. I mean, obviously he's been in the league now, for 2 years. So I going on what's 30 years. So I would expect him to be at that spot. But when you have a young, hungry guy like AD Mitchell coming in who wants to make a name for himself, who's ready to play. I also talked about this. We all talked about this, how important it is to have that competition. And who isn't to say right now that Alec Pierce isn't having to step up his game? Feels a threat of the competition, that he wants his job. He wants to keep his job. So I would expect him to play his heart out, and we've seen this time and time again. And I know we've had shaky quarterback play throughout the time, but we've seen Alec Pierce go ham during the preseason and during the training camp. But then once it matters in game time, is obsolete. So I don't know. I don't want to get too worked up and get too happy over what I'm hearing about that in training camp right now.
Ooh, yeah. Here's some other news that has hit Colts Nation. You know, Samson Ebukam. I'm pretty sure everyone's heard by now. He tore his Achilles up in camp. Really, really, really devastating news for this defensive line because it was promising. I mean, we talked about it. It had a chance to be top 5. I mean, with the addition of Latu, we had Dio Dengbo back there as well, like Taekwon Lewis. Not to mention the front 4 we already have, but now we just subtracted one of those, who I believe was the sack leader for the last year.
Right.
But either way, Samson Ebukam has been immense for this D line, and now this pick makes so much more sense. And it's, Latu is going to be relied on, really early on now. So expect to see him on passing downs for sure. We'll see, on early downs how he'll figure in, but Latu's playing time is going up, and his impact is probably going to be seen.
Yeah, absolutely. The last thing we wanted to see is a season-ending training camp injury, and it's very unfortunate that it happened. So I become, like you said, our sack leader. But at this point now, that just means, like you mentioned, Latu is his time to shine. It's the next man up. As much as you don't want to be that harsh about it, it's the next man up for us right now. While I hope he has a speedy recovery on that Achilles, we need Latu to show why he was drafted in the first round of number 15 and come out gunning for us. So I expect a big year from him. I've been kind of watching the trends to see how his numbers have been changing for defensive rookie of the year across the board. Just once this happened, he's got a little closer to who is it? Was it Tank Dell? No. I'm sorry, not Tank Dell. I'm tripping.
Dallas
God
Turner.
Almighty, Dallas Turner. I'm having flashbacks of freaking Tennessee or Texas. It's been a month, man. Holy cow, I'm losing my mind. But no, I've been seeing those numbers get a little closer, so I'll be curious to see how that goes too for us. But yeah, speedy recovery for Samson, man. I hope he gets it back on the field here next year for us.
Yeah, impressive stuff. Will Mallory. I just want to talk about that for a little bit. Tight end 1. Am I too early?
It's never too early.
I
on
mean,
the record.
This time, chill. Man, I'm gonna do all that. But he's been looking good so far. Michael Pittman, we haven't really talked about him. Why you got that man fighting everybody?
Hey, man. I guess he got something to prove to somebody, man. He's swinging on anybody. He comes in. I can't wait for the joint practice to start. It's gonna really get a chip in.
The enforcer is really enforcing out there. We have a joint practice with the Cardinals.
Yeah.
They're coming up. Ooh, Marvin Harrison Jr. coming to town.
Yeah, that should be an interesting one.
Yeah. I don't know what else you had to talk about, but I know that, position battle still going on, like free safety. I saw Nick Cross take the majority of some first team reps the other day. Looking better than the Rodney Thomas, I think, but that competition is still up for grabs. Here's an interesting thing. I don't know if anyone watched Hard Knocks with the Giants. We tried to trade up. We tried to trade up in the last draft. The Colts tried to trade up to number 6 with the New York Giants. They offered number 15, number 46, and a 2025 second round pick per GM Joe Sheen. So New York declined. They want to stay put there, but if Chris Ballard sounds like he was aggressive. I mean, that's just 2 second round picks. Of course, I guess that's probably not going to get it done to move up, 9 spots. But in hindsight, like who would we have traded up for? I guess it would have been Odunze or Neighbors. I don't know who else he was targeting.
Yeah, I think without question, it'd be those two. If you would have told me for 2 seconds that because I think Adam Schefter said something on Pat McAfee show today earlier that he was trading up to get Brock Bowers. If you would have wasted, and I'm going to say wasted, if you would have wasted the number 6 pick at Brock Bowers right then, that would have been a fireable offense without question. Let's go ahead and make that crystal clear.
Yeah.
So the fact that he did try to go up, for the number 6 spot, whether it be for Neighbors or Odunze, I mean, he tried. He gave a little bit of something. Like you said, a 2 second round picks isn't going to get the job done, but you offer, and you move on from there. So,
But are you taking okay, that would have been Latu, that would have been Adonai Mitchell,
mhm.
and that would have been another second round pick, a future second round pick for Odunze or Neighbors. Would you? Is it worth it? Like, are we getting value out of that?
So I think that if we were to ask this question 2 weeks ago before Ibukam got hurt, I think that people would give a lot different answer. I think now,
Right.
it's obviously skewed. You're going to say, well, no, without a doubt, I wouldn't do it. But I think that if it were my opinion, if I had a chance to get Neighbors or Nduze, I would have done it. I
Mm.
would have done it. Yeah. I've said from the very beginning, we needed that. We needed a dog in that wide receiver room who was ready to go, bona fide step on the field from play one and who can take over the game. And that one of those guys will be one of those people for their respective teams. So
Are you saying we don't have one of those guys right now?
I'm not saying that. I said that one of those guys that stepped in, trying to get Chippy on the first day back. Come on now, I love it. I don't want to get everybody too worked up too early on. It is the Hall of Fame Hall of Fame game tonight. I don't need
Yeah.
people too worked up, but no, I do think that'll be a fun conversation to have. And again, hindsight's always 2020 now. We see that going on, but I like what we got. I like what we got going on.
Yeah, hindsight is one of the best powers in the world, 'cause we get to see everything. But no, it's interesting to see that, the guy who's supposed to be one of the most conservative GMs in the NFL was trying to make moves, and I doubt that's the only team he tried to make a move with. So he was targeting someone, don't know who. Yeah, Brock Bowers. Like we
Fireable.
but we were liking Brock Bowers. We were
Yeah,
liking Brock
absolutely.
Bowers at 15. I guess
Yeah,
not at
15.
6. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a different story. 10, 11, 12, sure, that's fine. And obviously we saw how it went. Anybody could have got him at that point. But I just think that going to 6, that would have been far fetched. I mean, that's a lot. That would have been a lot to ask
Mm,
for a tight end when
for
we
a
have a tight
tight
end room
end.
with 7 tight ends already. What are we gonna do? Cut everybody? I
Oh,
mean, at
you
that point,
make 8 tight ends. What are you
yeah,
talking about?
I love that 53-man roster with 8 tight ends locked in. But let me ask you this though: if you were the Giants, would you have taken basically 2 second-round picks to drop down to the number 6 spot with Daniel
Uh,
Jones as your quarterback?
that's the thing. When you watched Hard Knocks with the Giants, they were looking to trade up actually. So they were looking
Mhm.
at the potential of not moving on from Daniel Jones, but I guess having an insurance policy for the future. Uh, so moving down, uh, because they needed firepower on offense too. They need to fix their offensive line, which they did. They added some talent there, but they really needed they. I feel like our wide receiver room is stronger than theirs.
Yeah,
So they really needed somebody to step in there, and I believe that was the safest pick. So I probably would have stayed put too if I was the Giants, knowing I'm getting a guy that even in a deep wide receiver class, these 3 guys are standout talents. So it's
mhm.
hard to pass on that. Maybe throw in 1 or 2 more picks, and then yeah,
Makes up
but
shake. Yeah,
then yeah. Last thing I'll say, Jalen Carlos. He's he's looking like the backup linebacker right now for the Colts. He was working the second team. Looked pretty good from what I've read. Hopefully he'll fit in well in Gus Bradley's scheme. But that's yet to be seen. But glad to see that this 5th round pick is going to make some early impact.
absolutely. We've seen historically these some of our best linebackers have come from these later rounds, 3 and later. So I mean, hopefully he can fit right in and make something shake for us. We'll take that.
Yeah, we'll definitely take that. Hey, that's it for our training camp, kind of week 1 roundup. We'll definitely get in some more action once Jamal gets back from training camp. Talk about the Sunday practice, and we'll definitely go from there, guys.
For sure.
Hey,
Welcome
that's gonna
back.
be it.
That's great.
Hey, welcome back. That's gonna be it for us, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Colts Cast. We're live on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or any platform you use to listen to podcasts, and we'll be back next time to give you some more Indianapolis Colts content. Y'all, take care. Have a good weekend.
Take it easy.